welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen and this is Karen DIYs. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to draft a triangle bikini top patterns, two different triangle bikini top patterns using your own measurements. So if you want to know how we made this, then stick around. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be uploading the sewing process next. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it and comment down below what you think about both patterns and which pattern you found more helpful. You're going to need a marker, a pencil, a scissors, an eraser, a ruler to draw straight lines, and of course your pattern paper. Showing you guys the 7.5 inch mark on the tape rule, and I'm folding to get the midpoint of 7.5 inches. So that will be the midpoint for my pattern paper. Using 7.5 on the pattern paper, and then I'm also going to mark the midpoints. And I suggest to use about 9 to 10 inches instead of 7.5 because my bikini top happened to be too small for me after I made it. That was the mistake I made. So I suggest to use 9 to 10 inches for the horizontal part of your pattern paper. I'm going to use a ruler to connect the lines together. And I suggest that before you draw your pattern, cut a square of about 13 inches in width and length, and fold it in half so that the line your fold gives you should be your midpoint. I had difficulty in cutting and you see why it was the cause of this video, so I suggest you do that. Cut a pattern paper of about 13 inches in length and width before starting your pattern. So I wanted to use a marker, but then I decided against it. Point, I'm going to go upwards by 6 inches. From the midpoint of 7.5, I'm going to go upwards 6 inches, and then I'm going to draw a triangle, like a line from the midpoint to the vertical line. And then after doing that, from the vertical line, I'm going to connect a straight line to meet the beginning of the 7.5 and the edge of the 7.5 to create a triangle. And I'm just going to mark it to be 6 inches at the vertical line. Looks like, and then I'm going to mark the midpoint of the vertical line to be 6 inches. 7.5, I'm going to go upwards 0.5 inches, and then I'm going to go inwards 0.5 inches. So I'm going to go upwards 0.5 inches and mark it, and then from that mark I'm going to go inwards 0.5 inches, and then I'm going to connect both lines using a straight ruler. And after that, I'm going to make a curve to blend it back into the original line of the triangle, considering our boobs are curvy. So I don't have a French curve, so I'm going to be doing this freehand. But if you have a French curve, perfect. I'm just going to be using freehand to draw the curve anyways. So yeah. I made a mistake while making my curve. So that's why I suggest you guys use a pencil when making your pattern paper. And I suggest you use dotted lines if you're going to be doing it freehand like I am. I didn't get this until I was doing the upper part of the triangle, and that was when I decided to do it in form of dotted lines. So dotted lines is the best if you're going to be doing it freehand. The upper part of the triangle, you're going to go outwards 0.5 inches and downwards 0.5 inches, just like you did on the lower part. Outwards 0.5, and from the mark you make, you go downward 0.5. You connect with the ruler, and then you blend it to meet the original line of the triangle, and as well give it a curve because our boobs are not straight. And then, like I said, if you are doing it freehand, make dotted lines. It was at this point I realized dotted lines would be more perfect, and that was what I did later on in the video. But if you have a French curve, then good, use it. I don't, so I'm doing this freehand. And anyways, I was smoothing that when I'm cutting out my pattern, so it's not a big deal anyways. So these are just the dotted lines I'm showing you guys, and yeah, that's it. So now from the bottom part of the triangle, I'm contemplating if I should make it 0.5, 0.75 or 1 inch, and this curve is going to be what is going to cup our under boob. We need a curve in our triangle bikini top. So I later went with 0.75 as the allowance I'm going to be using. Curve now from the edge of the 7.5 mark, and while I was covering it, the 0.75 we originally made was too much, and so I curved it upwards, and when I measured it, it's measured 0.5, and I suggest you guys you do that as well. 0.5 is perfect. and as you can see, I'm not covering it to meet the midpoint of 7.5. I'm covering it outwards, so that is what you guys should follow as well. So now I'm just cutting out my pattern, and this is why I said you should cut out your pattern before starting your pattern making, so it will be easier for you. I'm cutting out the pattern and I'm just using a marker to retrace it, but then I found out that I was only making it worse, so I stopped using the marker, and yeah, this is it. And now we're going to fold it in half and cut. Now this is the reason why I said you should cut out your square and fold it in half before starting your pattern. This was the issue I had, trying to get the midpoint to be in alignment with the original midpoint I had drafted on the pattern paper. So now I am just going to cut out the pattern. So add seam allowance of 0.5 inches while cutting the pattern. So when I'm cutting the fabric, I'm going to put that in mind, so don't forget. If you think you're going to forget, then add the seam allowance before cutting out your pattern, but if you do forget, then do it while cutting your fabric. While cutting your fabric, endeavor to cut it in full, just like I am showing you guys here, in full. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using for my triangle bikini top. So I cut 10 centimeters in length and width, and I'm going to stretch it. So do the same with your own fabric and stretch. So after stretching my fabric to its limit, I got 14.5, so my fabric stretched by an extra 4.5 centimeters. For instance, 6.5 inches. I'll divide it by 4. By 4 is 9.125, but then I'm going to be measuring this in centimeters, not in inches. So 9.125 will be in centimeters. So 9.125 in inches, converting it to centimeters is 23.5 centimeters. So I'm going to be working with 23.5 centimeters. 9.125 is 23.5 centimeters. 3.5 centimeters minus 4.5, which is the stretch of my fabric, is 19 centimeters. My fabric stretches from 10 centimeters to 14.5, so that is 4.5. So I'm going to be working with 19 centimeters. And I'm going to go upwards 19 centimeters as well. Connecting it upwards to create a straight line. I'm also going to connect it from the top of the 19 centimeter mark to meet one edge of the 19 centimeter and the other edge of the 19 centimeter to create a triangle. Also cutting the midpoint of the 19 centimeter, but if you look closely, I'm not going to cut it out completely. They are still going to be connected by about, I think, 0.5 centimeters, I guess. Anyways, I'm not cutting it out completely. I'm still leaving something to attach both edges together. So now I'm showing you guys 7 inches on the tape rule. That is going to be the width of my triangle. As you can see, after cutting out my triangle, I placed it on another pattern paper, and because I couldn't find my tape or my gum, I am using this to hold the paper down. But if you have a gum or a tape, then just place it on your new pattern paper. So 7 inches is going to be the width of the patterns that we cut open, and I'm just using some things to hold it together. And after tracing it out, I'm going to outline it and write it as 7 centimeters so you guys can see. If you have a gum or a tape, then tape your pattern to a new pattern paper. I don't, so I'm using this to hold it in place. So after this, I'm going to use a marker to write it out boldly for you guys to see it more clearly. So I'm showing you guys 5 centimeter mark on the tape rule, and that's going to be the length of our triangle bikini top. So I'm going to be measuring this 5 centimeter all around the bottom of the bikini top pattern. Now from the 7 centimeter width, I'm creating an illusion of a line, so that will be my guide to mark my 5 centimeter length as well. So I'm just creating a line, a very very invisible line, but I'm going to zoom in for you guys to see. So yeah, so I hope you guys are seeing the illusion of the line I am creating. So that line is going to be my guide to mark my 5 centimeter length on the pattern as well. See, our pattern is curved. That is a sign that we are creating a right pattern. So from the edge, I'm going to use a ruler to connect the former pattern we made to meet the 5 centimeter length we've already created, and I'm going to do it on the other edge as well. And I'm just marking out 5 centimeter, and I'm going to use a marker to write it so you guys can see it as well as the 5 centimeter length we used for the bikini pattern. So now I'm just marking out the first pattern on the second pattern so that it will be easier for me to see what I am marking on, since I don't have a tape or a gum to gum the first pattern to the second pattern. So that's just what I'm doing. I'm marking out, I'm tracing exactly where it is on the other pattern. I didn't forget to add 0.5 centimeter allowance while I was cutting this pattern, so that means I don't have to add allowance when I'm cutting it on my fabric. So that's just what I'm going to do all around it. I am just marking out 5 centimeter mark on the pattern paper, and I'm doing it on the other side as well. I'm marking out 5 centimeter, and then from that 5 centimeter mark, I'm going to go down by 2.5 centimeters, and you'll see why during the sewing process of this bikini pattern. So I'm going to go down 2.5 centimeters, and I'm also going to do the same on the other side as well. So on this side, I'm going down 2.5 centimeters as well, and I'm showing you guys 2.5 centimeters lines, and I'm also going to do the same on the other side of the pattern. Done with the second pattern. So in the next video I'm going to upload, I'll be showing you how to make both triangle bikini tops. So if you want to see how we made it, subscribe to my channel and switch on your notification bell so that when I upload a video you would see it. And yeah, see you guys. Triangle bikini top patterns. So comment down below which pattern you found easier to make, and tag me if you created this pattern. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be uploading the sewing process next, and like this video, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.